So they first said your understanding of it was that you were banned, and then they sort of backtracked and said, well, you're not banned, you just can't hold events. And then, weirdly, they invited you to submit an appeal, but they only, presumably, they invited you to submit an appeal after they started to receive negative press coverage. Is that right?
Yeah, well, they received about 700 one-star reviews on their Facebook. Then they disabled that. And then people instead took to posting all over their Facebook wall. There was at least 1,000 angry messages from people there. I know.
Thoroughly disreputable, terrible behavior that we, of course, in no way endorse whatsoever. Nor did we endorse it when it happened to DePaul, who were never getting their rating back. They had so many thousands of people. And DePaul, obviously, being less tech savvy than UC Irvine, they don't even know how to disable the rating. I don't even know if they've noticed
That's
yet.
unfortunate for them.
But they've got 1.1 out of 5 stars on Facebook, and that ain't never coming back. That's it now. Anyway, well, they deserve it. I take no pleasure in this, of course, except I take a huge pleasure in it. So they started to get a backlash, not just from the right-wing press that they could presumably have written off as, just the right-wing press.
No, they actually got
from people.
Yes, from people and from left-wingers. The Bernie Sanders Club on campus, the Anteaters for Bernie Sanders, fondly nicknamed Bernie Eaters, came out in support for college Republicans. They demanded that the ban be overturned.
The Bernie Sanders. I just want to be completely clear so listeners get this around their heads, because I've never heard of this before. The Bernie Sanders Club came out in support of the college Republicans and said that the university should overturn the ban because it was unfair.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I know. A lot of respect to them, because while we don't agree on anything politically, not one thing, I think Bernie...
No things. Not even minor things.
Well, I think Bernie doesn't like NAFTA and TPP, so maybe there's that.
Okay.
Maybe.
And maybe Hillary.
Yeah. Well, no, he said he'd vote for her, so not even that. Not even that.
Oh dear.
But
anyway, free speech, however.
Free speech is something we can agree on.
Appears to be one of the things all credit to them. It's a very, very creditable thing that they did.
It is.
Very impressive. And they've continued to support you, haven't they?
Yeah, we will be working together in the future.
Amazing. Well, hopefully, what I would love is for them to stage something. Why don't they get their favorite dangerous speaker, and you can get your favorite dangerous speaker, and have a real debate, the likes of which hasn't been seen on campuses before. We'll talk in a minute about what the plans you and I have, but perhaps separate to that, wouldn't it be nice if universities, which are failing entirely, to my mind, to give people the full range of opinions, the full diversity of intellectual opinion, political thought in almost any course you care to mention, if the students started saying, well, you're not going to teach us properly, and you're not going to expose us to the best that has been thought and said and written, and you're not going to bring the most interesting, provocative, and thoughtful speakers to campus, we'll do it ourselves. I think it's great. And that's sort of like...
We'll give them an education, the education that they deserve, but they're not getting.
Exactly. I think it's phenomenal. It's so great. And the thing that I really admire about you is you're so fearless, and you just don't take no for an answer. And you're still not happy, are you? Because
no.
You may have read the coverage on this, but just to fast forward a little bit, college sent you 2 letters since. They've rescinded the ban. They've said you're fine. You can start booking rooms again. They've completely overturned what they did before. Why are you still not happy?
Well, they think it's over with, but it's far from over. We want to make sure something like this never happens again. It happens all over college campuses, not only in California, not only in the UC system, but across the nation. And nobody does anything about it. They win a small battle here, they win something there, and that's the end of it. That's the end of the story. But we're not going to let it go. We're not going to let that happen. We are going to ask UC Regents to release a resolution that says no more discrimination based on political philosophy, not just for conservatives, not just for Bernie Sanders, but for everybody, for liberal, conservative, not just for campus organizations, but for that student who writes and argues a conservative point in their essay and gets an F on it. That's not going to happen anymore. We're fighting for everybody's rights, not just people who are politically active.